Fan fact: 90% of your success as a copywriter depends upon your mindset. The way you think and the way you act are correlated. So if you fix your thoughts, they will take form into action and you will eventually get the result you want. This is true. The biggest amount of, the biggest copywriters or any kind of copywriter that had any kind of success I'm not talking about little results like getting their first client or whatever. I'm talking about making more than 5K, 10K a month, which is not even that big, but for some it is. Depended upon their mindset and the massive beliefs they had to sift inside of them in order to get to that level. Copywriting is a business that is hard and is not forever. It's not for everyone because you have to take a lot of stress and deal with a lot of shit in order for you to get to a specific level. And the only way you can endure all that shit is by having the right mindset. And yeah, you can't have success thinking negatively and thinking that you're not good enough, or when you get the client you won't be able to deliver results for them, or even you're never going to be able to close anyone because you don't know English or you don't speak English as your native language or whatever. All these different type of limiting beliefs, hundreds of limiting beliefs that each copywriter has individually. You just have to remove all that fluff from your head, and the only way to do it is to just do the work without thinking. I don't know if that makes sense, but the more you think, thinking is a problem. It's a problem state. When you think, there is a problem. If you don't think, there isn't a problem. Think about it, if you think there is a problem, that's why you're thinking it, in this business, in the business world, mostly. So if you don't think, you just do the things you need to do subconsciously without questioning things, and doubting yourself or anything, eventually everything will become easier because you'll just flow. You just flow through the work, and the work won't seem too much. Now if you're just beginning, it will be really fucking hard because you would have to learn all this new stuff to do. But once you get used to it, even if it takes you a lot of time to do prospecting, outreach to businesses, write copy or whatever, just don't worry about it. Okay, just say to yourself I'm gonna do it regardless, and yeah, I'm not gonna think about it. And I have a friend who is at the beginner stages of copywriting, and we're both non-native English speakers, and he told me yo bro, yeah, I'm reaching out to people, I'm sending them emails and everything, and they're interested, but I'm afraid that I won't be able to close anyone because I don't speak English as my first language, and I sometimes stutter and shit. And I'm you haven't even gotten to the level to get into a sales call and you're already getting nervous about it, she's stressing about something that hasn't even come yet. He still hasn't gotten any sales calls, and he's stressing about it. And I told him why would you stress now for something that hasn't even happened yet? Why don't you just focus on doing the thing that you're doing now, and forget about the rest, and once you cross that bridge, then you'll think about it, There's that saying, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, and that's exactly what it is here. I can sit around just be nervous about something that's outside my reach and outside my level of experience, but that wouldn't do any good to me because I haven't been there yet. So why would I stress about that? So just have that sink into your mind. Forget about the stuff that's in the future or in the past. Focus on the things that you want now, that you have to do now, and whatever you think you won't be able to do in the future, just forget about it, because at the end of the day, once you do it, you'll realize it's nothing. It was a piece of cake or something, I remember the first sales call I had, I was super fucking nervous, you know, because like I'm not a native speaker, and I thought that all like business owners only work with people who know, like, who speak English like with an accent, with they know it perfectly. But that has nothing to do with you like getting like a client, because like most businesses out there online don't operate with native speakers. Like obviously there are a lot that have native speakers, but most of them like don't have like 100% native speakers, so they understand that that's not something that exists anymore. Like you can be from anywhere in the world and still work in like a business that's like that's based in the US, you know, like, but it's online, so it doesn't matter, you know. So don't stress about the stuff, and honestly, like, don't stress about anything. Like the biggest thing that keeps people like behind, like copywriters behind, and they never make any progress or any significant progress, for it, like, to say the least, is the fact that they doubt themselves a lot. They think they think negatively, and they just doubt themselves. Like, oh, what if this happens? What if this happens? What if they don't respond? What if they just like tell me like I'm embarrassed or whatever? Like, what if? A big mindset shift that one of my mentors taught me is make doubt itself. Now think about it. Like I'm not, like, he said to me like okay, that was like, I think like 1.5 years ago. He told me like I don't remember what I was stressing about, but he was like, yeah, but what if it does work? What if everything goes well? What if this client that you're gonna get is the key to having the life you always dreamed of, right? What if it's good? Like, so basically you're making, like, because the first thought of a person like doing something that's unknown to them is to think negatively. But when you like spot that negativity right there, and you just sift it and just say to yourself, like, what if it does work? Like, what if I send 50 emails a day and I get like 5 responses? And what if those 5 responses I get 2 sales calls? And what if after those 2 sales calls I get my first client? You know, what if? You know, because that's not only like an assumption or like something you want to believe, like it's a lie. It is a very possibility when you like trick your mind to believe that it's a possibility, which it is. I mean, like, why would it be? You know, like, why would you get into this game and feel like and be negative all the time and think negatively, when all you can do is just like be like, okay, like, every time that I'm sending emails and every time that I'm outreaching and doing more work and like writing more copy, I'm closer to my goal. And what if this time today that I sent emails, I get that that first reply, I get that first sales call, I get that first client, you know, or that second client or whatever, you know. So it's always like those are like, a lot of people don't understand that, and probably a lot of people won't tell you this, but those are the things that make the big difference between like who succeeds with copyright and who's not. Obviously you need to have the skills and you need to have the knowledge, but at the end of the day, even if you do have that knowledge, if you don't believe in yourself and if you don't make it easy for yourself, you're never gonna get that success you dream of, you know. So yeah, like, mindset is like 90% in my opinion. Like, anyone can say otherwise and it's cool, but for me, like, 90% is it's mindset. Because like, I remember like doing like what I'm doing now like 2 years ago, like in terms of like how much I'm learning and how much I'm writing and everything. Well, now I'm writing a lot more, but the biggest thing is that like I always try to be positive about things. That wasn't always the case, but like I always try to be positive about things and just think like, okay, everything's gonna go well. Like, no matter what happens, we'll be good. Like, even if it's not today, it's tomorrow or another day. So, and yeah, and that helped me a lot, because negativity gets you nowhere. So don't stress about life. Like, I'm fucking 24 years old, and most of you like watch this video are probably not gonna be at around the same age. Like, we have all the life ahead of us, you know. Like, even if you're not gonna sit this year, just start now, go all in, and in next year you might be like at the place you want to be at, you know. So yeah, hope this helps someone. Leave a like if you guys like the video, and if you don't, it's fine. Have a nice day. Bye bye.